roster. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Mahomes going to go on 4th down. Past the 20. And he is going to have the Chiefs' first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Hands it off out of the gun. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. 2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Mahomes now to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for it.
Back now in Miami. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard, they trail as we start quarter number 4. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away. Like Sony thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
They go play fake. Mahomes. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Quickly to Kelsey. Powers through it. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. To try again after the sack, Mahomes. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
And this offense on third down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is third down and 12. On play action, it's Mahomes. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Kadarius Toney from 21 yards away. And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point by Butker is on target. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
On play action, here's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And he's got it inside the 10. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now up to 14. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because
he's got a man complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They fake the give. Now Mahomes to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, this crowd is on pins and needles now because anytime you see the ball heading for the end zone, you really hold your breath, and they come out of their seats. That one falls incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Mahomes. Flush to his right. Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack. It's a loss of 11 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Mahomes to throw it.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now Mahomes got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. In motion, Hill. That one looks like he'll throw here. And this one is incomplete.
Well, one thing we certainly know, he likes to take those risks deep downfield during games, coverage or not. The coverage was there on that one. No catch, but he's also fortunate, no turnover either.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A run with Mostert up the middle. Room here to run.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Down to about the 37.
I have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Tua going to throw.
And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. Well, in all likelihood, this ball game's still over. I mean, even with the interception, 2-score game, they need a miracle.
Curious decision to even throw the ball in that situation, but maybe they saw a stacked line of scrimmage and said, hey, it's better to try and throw than to try and run against it. In any event, I think you're exactly right. Now, the other team can pad their stats, but I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, but still, don't change the chance. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Dolphins will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
Let's go.
Tua now on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Justin Reed.
And the Chiefs are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
Yeah, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
goals, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah. Put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey, coach. Put me in the game. They put me in, so I'm going in. You play for fun, I'm playing to win.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Miami Dolphins and the Washington Commanders. The veteran Joey Sly set to get us started, and we are underway in our nation's capital. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And some room to roam now. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. So much for staying ahead of the chains with a 3 or 4 yard gain on first down. They move the chains with a nice little run.
Yeah, they're making the chain gang hustle a little bit to try and keep up, aren't they? Because a lot of the first series of games are scripted, many times to probe and find some holes in the defense. Sometimes you attack with some big-time runs, too.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On the jet sweep, here comes Waddle. Oh, he's got some breathing room. There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Wentz bringing the Commanders out for 1st and 10 at the 20. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw him coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On 2nd and 7, Wentz flushed out right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
Trouble 38.
They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. He's got it to the 43 here.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
6 yards left on second down. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. The 20. And he's going to get this all the way down to Washington's 5. A big pickup of 38. I think you can make a fair case for Tyreek Hill being the most explosive player in the NFL when he gets his hands on the football, and that was Exhibit A. Here's Mostert. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Raheem Mostert, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 14-0.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
Taken from about the 12. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Commanders take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
And Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. Play action. Now Wentz. Thomas has got it. Complete. No gain on the play. And it'll be second down. Now a play fake. Wentz.
Over the middle, brought in by Dotson.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From midfield, here's Wentz. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack.
Already up 2 touchdowns. How about that drive killer of a sack there to add to their good play? This offense coming away with no points now when some kind of score was desperately needed.
Here we go. Lead 5-3. Here's Chip. Lead 5-7. 74.
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. Slings this deep for McLaurin. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to 4th down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a...
Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Wentz. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Wentz. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Back-to-back great plays defensively. You get the sack on 1st and goal, a great job in coverage there. All of a sudden, they're looking at 3rd and goal from further back than when they started.
And the really good play callers look ahead and down and distance sequence. Now he's got to backtrack a little bit and go maybe off his play sheet to try and dial something up here.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3.
Now Wentz.
Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders.
From 13 yards out.
And the Commanders' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that'll make our score 14-7.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. A fairly short kick from the 14.
And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful with this one.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Tua.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
Tua to his Alabama teammate Waddle. First down, Miami.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Okay, right? Ready?
Tua now on first down. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now 21-7.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
A short kick taken at the 18. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they...
He's got a man, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. On first down, Wentz. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. To throw again on second down, Wentz. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. 28 yards.
And the Commanders have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Taken at the 15, a short kick.
And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert.
And some room to maneuver. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Raheem Mostert
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And he pushed it right. It's no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
A short kick taken at the 18.
And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 and the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Working from the gun, Wentz.
Able to connect with Dotson. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 9 yards.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Wentz now on first down. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7. At the Dolphins.
Throwing again on second down. Wentz winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, they were going for the big strike right there, but this just terrific coverage by the defense in the end zone.
And what helps being a safety in this spot is the back line of the end zone. Defensive back coaches always preach. That's an extra defender because you know that they can only run so far. They can't run past you out of the back of the end zone. Then you know you can't be beat over the top and gives you a chance to go make a play.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it.
He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
From the red zone now, Wentz. Throwing it Terry McLaurin's way again, and he's got it. And the Commanders are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Now Wentz.
That one complete out to Dotson.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson
from 6 yards away.
And the Commanders are back within a score. The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And the lead will shrink to 6.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
From the 35 on second down. Tua. That's caught. Waddle on the left side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A couple of Alabama guys there. Tua to Waddle for the Miami first.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
From the gun, a run with Mostert. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45.
120 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 41.
So, my goodness, I wouldn't have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. So after the INT, here's Wentz. Taking a shot for Samuel. It got his man complete. A huge play there for Washington. 56 yards.
56-yard gain on the play. That's good for Washington. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll run with Gibson.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson.
His second touchdown of the night.
And the Commanders have even the ball game with a chance to take the lead here in the final minute of this third quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that will put them on top here in the third.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. So the offense back out now, coming off its first interception of the game the last time out, trying to reestablish some momentum here, Charles. But they're trailing defensively. Maybe these guys smelling the blood in the water a little bit.
Yeah, I think that they probably are. But what they need to do right now is just make sure they don't force the action too much themselves. They've got them on the run a little bit. You just want to be in a position where if they make another mistake, you're there to capitalize on it and take it away from them.
Here we go, back.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch. Back now at FedEx Field. And we've got a dandy here. A one-point game as we begin the fourth.
Let's go.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Tua. That one complete to Hill. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
A handoff running left is Mostert. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
On 2nd and 12, Tua. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Tua sets up to pass it. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Back to the running game with Mostert. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. No sweat from Montez Sweat that time as he makes that stop look easy.
That's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Tua. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And he'll wind up picking up about 4 as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. Good job defensively to hold on to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
set of downs started. They need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. From midfield, here's Tua. He'll hit Mostert again here. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
Ready.
Fourth down, fourth quarter. Here's Tua. That's going to be caught by Waddle. He's got room at the 30. And he will have a Dolphins first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. 21 yards there. A big play on fourth down. Well, they did the part they had to do. Quick throw got the first down.
But that doesn't allow them to relax. They still have plenty of work to do.
A new lease on life after the fourth down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. They hand it off to Mostert. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On third down, here comes Mostert. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
We can't be totally sure that that was by design, but we do know that a lot of kickers like the ball in the right hash in order to kick the field goal.
They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And he missed it. He missed it right. It's no good. And that's going to cost him the football game. Well, Charles, coaches always talk after losses about putting that behind you and moving on. But in a case like this, when you could have won it with a chip shot field goal and you miss it, that is going to sting for a little while, isn't it?
Some are tougher to put behind you than others, right? There's about compartmentalizing. What is the rule coach says about 24-hour rule after a game and then you move on? That's tough because that was a very makeable field goal. In fact, I think you and I were both just shocked that he did knock it through the post and they end up walking off the field losers.